The season opener is finally here for Southern Nazarene baseball. In 2017, couldn't get here fast enough. You're watching SNU Athletics on SNUathletics.com.
Ball flips it over to Starkey for the slam. He's going to step up in the pocket, looking to throw. He's got a man! Alvin Coleman Jr. Jeff Harris gets some contact there, going deep left. It's going. And that ball is history. Shot clock down to 10. They're looking for the alley-oop, and oh! Waylon Newton.
Yeah, with the shot. And oh, what a goal!
Swung on, hit hard. Sam Smith going back. It's out of here.
Don't pull! Get him, go get him!
Berlin set Bowie. Gets down for the kill. Courtney Bowie. Abby Boyd going to take a three. Yes, sir. Robinson finds Disney. Disney inside the box at the top. Goal! It's over! The Crimson Storm have won!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Phelan Field for today's game between the Cameron Aggies out of Lawton, Oklahoma, and your Southern Nazarene baseball team. As we said before, 2017 couldn't get here fast enough for the Crimson Storm after last season looked more like a MASH unit than a baseball team. The injury-plagued Storms just struggled to find wins all season and closed the season 1-16 in its last 17 games. The great news for the Crimson Storm, though it returns the majority of its offense from a year ago. The Storm's top 3 hitters and 6 of their top 7 return. Dylan Phelan returned after he hit a .405 batting average before suffering a season-ending injury. An All-Great American Conference honoree Anthony Wiggins hit .342 last year and led the team in home runs with 7 and doubles with 10. Mike DeCicciolo tied Wiggins in home runs and had 8 doubles as well. Austin Cooper, who hit .317, also returns, and Shelby Reese returns after hitting .281 a year ago, and Dalen Edgar, who played in just 8 games last year due to injury, is expected to be back. Tyler Stevens and Ryan Tucker also returned behind the plate. Wiggins, Cooper, and DeCicciolo joined Cody Tolbert and Connor Gaughan as returnees on the hill. Tolbert recorded a 4.13 ERA and a 2-2 record in 15 appearances last year. Before Phelan ended the year, he had produced a 20-game on-base streak. He was the longest of any Storm player last season. He also had a 14-game hitting streak going at one point last season. Cameron swept all 4 games last season by a combined score of 38-9, but SNU owns the 5-4 overall record. The two played 5 times from 1998 to 2000, with the Storm winning all 5 games. The Aggies won 3 straight in the regular season of the Lone Star Conference and won its first-round game against Angelo State before falling to West Texas A&M and Angelo State to close out the year. Cameron was picked to finish 5th in the Lone Star Conference this season. As we've got the coaches meeting at home plate, teams getting a huddle, getting the last-minute stretches in. We are just about set to have our first pitch of 2017. It's a crystal clear afternoon here in Bethany with just a few wispy clouds up in the air, but it is quite the chilling one. It's 37 degrees, but with that wind, it makes it feel more like 30. And before this game is over, we'll be at 41 degrees. We'll see what it looks like from there. And at the start of our second game today, which starts at 3 p.m., it should be about 42 degrees Fahrenheit with a northeast wind coming in at 10 miles an hour. So not much is going to change over the course of the start of both games. And we will have the start of the game when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. At this point, I'll go over the starting lineups for the Crimson Storm out in the field. And number 25 in left field is Josh Flowers, the freshman. Behind the plate is number 7, the senior Tyler Stevens. At shortstop, it's number 2, the senior Dylan Phelan. Number 14 at the first baseman is also senior Anthony Wiggins. The designated hitter, number 29, is the sophomore Jefferson Harris. At second base, number 10, the senior Dalen Edgar. Number 22 in center field, Mike DeShishlo, also a senior. And number 4 at third base is Shelby Reese. He's a junior. And finally, in right field, number 5, Garrett Perez, a sophomore. As the teams line up for prayer and the national anthem, I'll go over the starting lineup for the Cameron Aggies. Number 4, junior Victor De Jesus. Number 13, Bronson Polgados, senior. Number 21, senior Cody Bauer. At first baseman, number 45, Cody Knight, also a senior. Number 16, the designated hitter, junior Anthony Acevedo. Number 7, third baseman, Lino Ramirez, senior. Number 22 at shortstop, Adrian Rodriguez, a junior. Number 8 at catcher, Jordan Fields, also a senior. And finally, also a senior, number 42 at left field, Hayden Bogard. On the mound for the Cameron Aggies is a right-handed pitcher, John Milan, a senior. And on the mound, throwing out your first pitch for the Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm, number 19, Austin Cooper. He's a junior. We'll have the first pitch for you coming your way shortly on SNUathletics.com. And welcome back to SNUathletics.com as Austin Cooper on the mound for the Crimson Storm getting his last pitches warm up before facing first batter they'll face this season. Number 4, center fielder, left-handed batter, Victor De Jesus of Cameron. Your umpires for today, behind home plate is Christopher Post, and at first baseman is Brady Bauer. And we are just about ready. Stepping up to the plate is Victor De Jesus. Austin Cooper taking a little moment before he steps up to the top of the mound to deliver the first pitch of 2017. My name is John Hale. I'll be your host for today, as we are ready for some SNU baseball. And the first pitch of 2017 is on the way. A swing and a miss. Opens up with an 0-1 count for De Jesus. That one just finds the outside corner. 0-2 count. And that one's popped up into shallow center field. And it's able to be hunted down by Mike DeShisholo for the first out of the year. So a fly out for Victor De Jesus is how both teams will start out 2017. Now coming up to the plate is number 13, Bronson Pulgados. Takes a moment. And finally a hit comes down, and that'll be the first hit of the year. The first pitch from Austin Cooper, and it's a short little skipper into center field. It's fielded by Mike DeShisholo, and a man on first. Now coming up third man for the Aggies, Cody Bauer, right fielder. Checks over at Pulgados. Make sure he's staying honest. And a little skipper right to the shortstop. He's going to get him in time on a fielder's choice. 2 outs down for the Aggies in the top of the first. Pulgados will advance to second. Player in scoring position. Now the first baseman, number 45, Cody Knight for the Aggies. Two down and a man on second. And he's going to get hit by the pitch by Austin Cooper. So a man on second and a man on first now. Austin Cooper trying to get out of the first inning. After that hit by pitch, brings up number 16, Anthony Acevedo. Right-handed batter, designated hitter. Just a little bit low for ball one. That next pitch is fouled off to the right. Anybody who comes to Phelan Field needs to be a bit cautious about where they park their car, because I think I just heard that ball hit the hood of one. Counts 1-1. Fouls that one off as well for a 1-2. So Acevedo and Cooper now in a heated battle, as Acevedo just trying to foul him away, trying to get a good chunk of one. He calls time. Step off the plate for a moment. And a swing and a miss, and that's how the inning will end on a strikeout by Austin Cooper. His first strikeout of the year. And that will bring the first inning to an end. When we come back, the Crimson Storm will have their first opportunity on the plate when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. We're here in the bottom of the first inning. And first up for the Crimson Storm in 2017 is number 25, Josh Flowers. First pitch delivered by Milan is a strike right down the middle. Trying to get a bunt to go, but pulls back just a little bit too late for an 0-2 count. So already in a hole for Josh Flowers. He'll have to battle his way out of it. He gets a piece of that one and fouls it off to the right. Count remains at 0-2. That one just on the outside and away. First ball comes up. Another one away and outside. Count's even up at 2. Gets another piece of that one, and the count will stay the same as it fouls off right there by the Cameron Aggie dugout. Another low and away, and now we're up to a full count. So 3-2 count coming up. And here's the payoff pitch. Gets a piece of it. Dribbles over to the second baseman. And he's going to get him just in time, just a step ahead of Flowers for first out of the year for the Crimson Storm. So Flowers unable to get on base. Comes close. It'll bring up the catcher, number 7, Tyler Stevens, right-handed batter. Stevens is a 5'10", 215 senior out of Portage, Michigan. Portuguese. Not sure if I'm pronouncing those right. First pitch is a ball. Second one is low as well. 2 balls, no strikes for Stevens. He finally gets one to go on the outside corner. Two balls, one strike. Stevens crowding that strike zone as much as he can. It gets a piece of it and dribbles it up to the second baseman. Easy out for the second baseman. That would be number 13, Bronson Pulgados. And now, the third man up for the Crimson Storm. Number 2, Dylan Phelan. His family, a large contributor to the renovation of this baseball stadium. That's why his name's on the door. His family's name is on the doorpost here. First pitch delivered is high and inside. Ball 1. The next pitch is low but finds the outside corner. Tie up the count at 1 apiece. Gets a piece of that one. It's flying out. And the center fielder is going to bring that down. That's Victor De Jesus, and that'll bring the first inning to an end. As Cameron puts up a 1-2-3 inning. And we'll go to the second here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. First pitch is way outside for Austin Cooper, being delivered to number 7 of the Aggies, Lino Ramirez, the third baseman. That one actually does find a strike zone for a 1-1 count. That one's fouled straight back into the netting. And a 1-2 count is here. Austin Cooper only allowing 1 hit in the first inning. Someone goes high for ball 2. And that one actually got a piece of Ramirez's elbow, and he'll go to first base. That's the second player hit by a pitch today. Brings up number 22 of the Cameron Aggies, Adrian Rodriguez. That pitch a little bit above the strike zone for ball 1. So an infield hit for Rodriguez brings up Jordan Fields, number 8. And bunts it off at a fantastic bunt. He's going to come home. He's not able to get there. He'll bring home 2. So 2 errors on the same play will bring in 2 runs for the Cameron Aggies. So with no outs in the second inning, the Aggies are able to get 2 runs to pull ahead 2-0 on 2 errors after a pretty fantastic bunt by Jordan Fields. Lineup for the Aggies, number 42, Hayden Bogard. Trying to get another bunt, and it goes way out. Actually, pops that one over the netting, protecting the grandstand from any stray balls. For an 0-1 count. A man in scoring position with Bogard at the plate. Trying to get the next bunt, and the umpires. Now the SNU coaches will have a talk with Cooper, see if everything's all right, maybe calm him down. Brings it up back to the plate. The man on first and second. Wind blowing right back into the park. And now Cameron once again trying to get those bunts down. Brings up an 0-1 count. And he's going to pop that one out of play. Foul number 2, strike number 2. It's Victor De Jesus. His first time at the plate, he flew out to center. And a swing and a miss is going to sit him down. So De Jesus 0 for 2 on the day. Bring out number 13, Bronson Pulgados, who had a single into center field. So 1 out finally for the Crimson Storm to work off of. And the bunt's going to go foul as well. So Pulgados will step back up to the plate. A 0-1 count. And there seems to be some helmet confusion of some sort, as Pulgados will change helmets. And after a passed ball, runners will advance to third and second. Almost could have been a lot worse. Throw was off just a little bit, but was able to be corralled by the Crimson Storm. Still 1 out with a runner 90 feet away. Gets a piece of it. He's going to get him out at first. Keeps every man where he is. After a ground out to first. Two outs now for the Aggies. As we bring up Cody Bauer. As that one goes right over the plate for strike 1 on a curve. That one's low and away for ball 1. Ties up the count at 1 apiece. Gets a piece of it over there to the shortstop. And he'll get him out to end the inning. So another ground out is going to end the second inning for the Cameron Aggies, but not before they do some damage. On 2 errors, they get 2 runs across. When we come back to SNUathletics.com, the Crimson Storm will try to answer in the bottom of the second. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Coming up to start off the second inning is number 14 at the first base, number Anthony Wiggins. As we were saying before earlier in our little pregame, Anthony Wiggins, one of the big returners for the Crimson Storm. 342 batting average last year. First pitch delivered to him is on the inside. Brings up for the first strike. That one hits the foot of the catcher. Goes behind him for ball 1. There's the 1-1 pitch. Way outside, able to be brought in by the catcher for 2-1 count. And that one's fouled off as Wiggins got a little piece of it. Next pitch he also gets a piece of, and it'll foul it off to the left. So now Anthony Wiggins in a battle against the pitcher from Cameron, John Milan. A 2-2 count. No outs yet. And a swing and a miss is going to sit Wiggins down. 1 out for the Crimson Storm in the second. And here comes the designated hitter, number 29, Jefferson Harris. Harris is a sophomore out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and PC North, just a little ways from here. So 2 balls delivered to Harris to start off. And now a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike against Harris. That one just goes a little bit high. So now Harris in a 3-1 position. swings at that one, and that one's going to go way foul. And will bring up a full count. Here's the payoff pitch. And that one's going to go right up to the shortstop, and he's going to go off his glove. And that'll be a fielding error against the shortstop of the Cameron Aggies, Adrian Rodriguez. So Harris is the first man for the Crimson Storm in 2017 to get on base. And it'll bring up number 10, Dalen Edgar. That one just goes over the plate. Strike one. One out so far. That one finds the inside corner. Strike two. And Edgar backed off on a timeout before that pitch was given. Otherwise, that would have been a strike and a 3-strike, 3-pitch scenario, but he called time just in time. Still an 0-2 count. And swing and a miss and 3 strikes, 3 pitches is indeed what has happened to Dalen Edgar. So 2 outs now with a man on first. As number 22, Mike DeShishalo, will step up to the plate for his crack and his first crack at the pitcher in 2017. As that one just goes way low, and that one's going to go behind the catcher, and Jefferson Harris will easily trot over to second. Second pitch delivered is right over the plate for strike one. So 1 strike, one ball. The man in scoring position. That one's high and inside. Ball 2. And that one is hit a little bit by the Shishalo, back trotting, and it's dropped by the right fielder. That'll bring 1 run home. And that's a triple for DeShishalo, who puts up the first run for SNU. Brings Jefferson Harris home, the first RBI of his 2017 season. We come to the third baseman, Shelby Reese. Number 4 is a junior. He's a junior out of Perkins, Oklahoma. First pitch is a strike. Next pitch is high. Ball 1. Tying run in the second inning, just 90 feet away. And that one's going to get past the second baseman And another hit for Shelby Reese, his first of the year, and it'll bring in Mike DeShisholo, and we're tied up at 2 runs apiece in the second inning, so 2s all around. And here at the bottom of the lineup for the Crimson Storm, number 5, Garrett Perez. Perez is a 5'10", 160 sophomore out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Also went to PC North along with Jefferson Harris. Gets the bunt down the line, and it just goes foul. Very, very close to going fair. Third baseman, number 7, Lino Ramirez, wise to just let it play out. Man on first. Takes a moment. And a swing and a miss, and that is how the inning will end. But not before SNU answers the 2-run second inning of Cameron with a 2-run second inning of their own. That's the end of 2, and when we come back, we'll have the top of the third here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. And the next pitch is belted up high and brought down by the left fielder, Josh Flowers. So one quick out to start the top of the third. Oh. Bring up number 16, the designated hitter once again, Anthony Acevedo. Gets a piece of that one and fouls it off to the left. 0-1 to start his. And that one is dangerously close to Acevedo's head. Ties up the count. Gets a piece of that one. It's just going to be a little routine fly out into right field for Garrett Perez. So 2 quick outs on 2 quick fly outs for the Cameron Aggies. And with that, we'll bring up number 7, Lino Ramirez. And that one's going to be a hit right past the second baseman into center field. Thought about digging for 2, but he's going to stay at first. So Ramirez will reach base in both of his at-bats, one way or another. And brings up Jordan Fields. Or excuse me, not Jordan Fields, Adrian Rodriguez. A quick pitch over to first base to keep the runner honest. And that one's fouled right behind us into the parking lot for strike 1. That one goes right into the strike zone on the low side for strike 2. And he's going to go for second. He's not going to get there in time, so number 7 for the Aggies, Lino Ramirez, will get a steal. And the count is 1-2. And that is going to sit him down. Finds the low corner of the strike zone for strike 3. And that is his second strikeout for Austin Cooper today. That'll end the top. That'll bring us to the middle of the the middle of the third. When we come back, we'll have the bottom of the third and the next 3 for the Crimson Storm. Tied up at 2 apiece here at Phelan Field. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Back to the top of the order. And we'll bring up Josh Flowers, number 25. First pitch is low and outside. Ball 1. And the next pitch after that is high. for ball 2. That one finds the inside of the strike zone for strike 1. And that one's way outside. Flowers had to lean away from that one. A 3-1 count. And a swing and a miss on the 3-1 brings up a full count. No outs so far as Flowers leads off the 3rd inning. And that's way high and a walk for Flowers. Now the catcher will make his way to home plate. Tyler Stevens. It looks like he was going to show bunt, retreats just in time for ball 1. Not that time, however, for strike 1. Keeps him honest over there at first. 1-1 count still remains. Trying to get the foul, or trying to get the bunt down, goes right behind him. Counts 1-2. Stevens crowding that plate. That one's way outside. Ties up the count. And he gets a little dribbler off that one. He's able to get the double play as the ball goes right into the path of Flowers, trying to get to second and able to get the tag there and make the play at first. So 2 outs now for the Crimson Storm, and it'll bring up number 2, Dylan Phelan. Goes right over the plate. Strike 1. Now he actually goes down into the dirt for ball 1. And did he go? Looking to see if he went, and he did. Strike 2. That time it's going to go right through the middle for a hit for Phelan. It's a simple single. Is it? Goes straight into center field. So now Wiggins makes his way back up. 2 outs for the Crimson Storm. Anthony Wiggins up to bat. Man on first. Calls time, and we'll back off for just a moment. That one actually finds the inside corner for strike 1. And another hit right into center field. Phelan was that close to going to third, but held up by his third base coach. Man on first and second now with Jefferson Harris coming up to the plate. Jefferson Harris owns the bragging rights of being the first man to get a hit for the Crimson Storm in 2017. That one goes right over the plate for strike 1. Another strike, strike 2. That time, going to get him at second, and that's going to end the inning. The Aggies survive a scare in the bottom of the third, but come away unscathed. As we come back to SNUathletics.com, we'll have the top of the fourth for you. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Next 3 for the Cameron Aggies. So first pitch goes low. It goes low for ball 1. Next 3 for the Aggies, right there on the plate right now, is number 8, Jordan Fields, followed by Hayden Bogard and Victor De Jesus. That one's popped up way high. Can't tell if it'll stay in play. It will. Is Anthony Wiggins able to track that one down? It looks sketchy over there by the Cameron dugout. Wiggins able to track it down. It'll bring up Bogard. 1 out. Another play at first. Easy ground out. So 2 outs on the board already. So now another 1, 2, 3 inning first one by the Crimson Storm, as that's a little ground out over to first. Fastest inning we've had today. And we quickly go to the bottom of the fourth here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Leading off the bottom of the fourth is number 10, Dalen Edgar. Aiden trying to put the bunt down, and he will not get there. Third baseman came on like a man possessed to get that ball as he went by the pitcher. So Dalen Edgar almost gets to first on a bunt. Not quite able to get there. And brings up Mike DeShisholo, who had a big hand in that rally in the second inning to put 2 on the board for the Crimson Storm after his hit was dropped in right field. First pitch is a strike. So DeShisholo with a triple already today. That one's a little low for ball 1. Fouls that one off to the right. And a swing and a miss will set the Shishalo down. Strikeout for him, as well as a triple. And it'll bring up number 4 for the Crimson Storm, Shelby Reese. That one's right over the plate for strike 1. 2 outs already for the Crimson Storm. And that one unbelievably hits the bat of Shelby Reese, who's just trying to duck away from a foul. So it goes off as a foul and a strike. Don't think I've ever seen that happen. He pops that one up into right field, and it's tracked down by the right fielder, Colby Bauer, and that will end the 4th inning. So very fast 4th inning here in Bethany as we go to the top of the 5th here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Here in the top of the 5th, Bronson Polgados will lead off for the Aggies. And that one is popped up really high. Will it stay in play? It will indeed. Once again, it's Anthony Wiggins able to track that one down deep into foul territory. 1 out for the Crimson Storm. It'll bring up Cody Bauer, who just in that last inning brought it to an end. Bauer sends that one into center field, where it's able to be tracked down once again by Mike Shishwell. So the first baseman, number 45, Cody Knight, comes back up to the plate. That one a little bit outside. That one's dribbled up to the third base and able to be brought out. 1-2-3 inning once again for the Crimson Storm. They're clicking on all cylinders here in the middle of the game. We'll see if that transfers to the rest of this 9-inning game and into the 7-inning follow-up coming up later today. Here on SNUathletics.com, it'll be the bottom of the 5th when we come back. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Leading off for the Crimson Storm is number 5, Garrett Perez. First pitch finds the outside corner for strike 1. That gets him on the elbow, and Perez will head over down to first base. And we're back to the top of the order with number 25, Josh Flowers, 0 for 2 today. That one's on the inside, way too high, ball 1. Go-ahead run is on first for the Crimson Storm. Keep them honest. Tries to get the bunt down for his Flowers, but sends it right back into the dirt. Strike 1. And a steal by Perez will put him at second as the ball just sails high. So Perez will get a steal to his credit. The count goes 2-1. Gets the bunt down. And he'll be taken out at first, so Flowers will get the sacrifice bunt. Now the go-ahead run is only 90 feet away, and Stevens steps up to the plate. 1 out so far. Do that sacrifice. Can't pull the bunt back in time. Brings up strike 1. Pops that one up into the grandstands. Dangerous place there. 0-2 is the count. And he gets a piece of it, and it's going back towards center field. And it's brought down, but that will bring the go-ahead run in as Perez will bring up the run total for the Crimson Storm to 3. A sacrifice fly out for number 7, Tyler Stevens. I'll bring Dylan Phelan up with no one on base. So it's a strike. Trying to get the bunt down. That one just a tad out high for ball 1. Gets a little piece of that, floats it over, and it's going to drop. An infield hit for Dylan Phelan, who just drops it right over the head of the third baseman, Lino Ramirez. With that, it will bring up number 14, Anthony Wiggins, to keep the inning going. Pops that one way high out of the stadium. And that one is high and just fouled. That one had the motor on it. That one definitely had the power to leave Phelan Field, but just fouled. Like I said, winds coming in the northeast at about 10 miles an hour, but it's blowing back into the park. Might not be the greatest of factors, but a factor nonetheless. That one's way outside for ball 1. Trying to get the pitch out. Take out Phelan. And that one will go just foul as well. Anthony Wiggins is oh so close to belting one. And that's going to hit him on the leg. Anthony Wiggins will trot over to first. Phelan will take a stroll to second. Still 2 outs. Brings up Jefferson Harris. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. That one's low and outside. Ball 1. Fouls it off behind him. Strike 1 evens up the count. Finds the inside corner. Strike 2. Gets a piece of it. Is he able to drop it? Yes, he will. He'll drop that one into center field. Here comes Phelan, who will score. So Phelan adds another run. That brings up the score. Southern Nazarene 4, Cameron 2. Still 2 outs in the inning as Dalen Edgar comes up. Men on the corners. Southern Nazarene trying to blow this thing open. Strike 1 right down the middle. That one's just a little bit of a pitch out. Brings up ball 1. Ball 1. So Edgar awaiting the pitch. That one's low and almost into the dirt. Ball 2. Gets a piece of it, dribbles it over, and will tag him at second. And that will end the inning, but not before SNU does some damage to the Cameron Aggies. Scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th, and they lead 4 runs to 2. So we go to the top of the 6th here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Leading off the top of the 6th inning is, for the Aggies, is Acevedo. First strike delivered by Austin Cooper is low for ball 1. That one brings it up just enough. Even count. That one hits the dirt, dribbles outside. That one an off-speed pitch by Austin Cooper. Ties up the count once again at 2 apiece. And it brings up the full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Austin Cooper. 3 strikeouts today. 2 hits. Now, swing and a miss brings the strikeout count to 4. So Acevedo will sit down and bring up number 7 for the Aggies, Lino Ramirez, who's been giving him fits. There's a hit by a pitch and a hit, a single into right field. And that one's popped up really high. Seeing if it'll stay in play. It will. And get brought down for the second out of the inning. That was Shelby Reese over there at the third base spot. So they'll bring in Adrian Gonzalez. Or Adrian Rodriguez. Excuse me. Two balls already against Rodriguez.
Is getting loose.
And that's a grounder to the shortstop, and Dylan Phelan will take him out on a ground out. And that's how the top of the 6th will come to an end. We go to the bottom of the 6th with the Crimson Storm doing some really nice things at the plate. We'll come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Leading off the bottom of the 6th is number 22, Mike DeShisholo. First pitch delivered is a strike just over the middle. 0-1 count. That one's going to go low and outside. Ball 1. That one goes into the dirt before the plate. Ball 2. DeShishalo gets a piece of that one and fouls it off to the left. Count's all tied up at 2 apiece. Strikeout comes on for number 43, John Milan. Milan has had 5 strikeouts today and just threw his 100th pitch of the afternoon. Shelby Reese comes up to the plate. That one just finds the outside corner. Strike 1. Strike 2. Low inside corner. A swing and a miss. 1, 2, 3, and he'll sit down. Excuse me. That's called a foul ball. So Reese will stay on. Got a little piece of the ball. Gets a piece of it there as well. So Reese stays alive. Fouls that one off on the third base line. No balls. Two strikes. One out. Crimson Storm. Gets a piece of that one as well as the bat. So Shelby Reese stays alive. And pops that one high. Easy fly out for shortstop Adrian Rodriguez. That'll bring up the bottom of the order. Garrett Perez. Both the Crimson Storm and the Aggies have pitchers warming up in the bullpens. As Milan has been out there for quite a while, still delivering strikes as he delivers one just there to bring it to an 0-1 count. And that one goes behind him. Ball 1. And that one's a good hit right up the middle. So Perez continues his hot day. And Josh Flowers, once again, will come back up to the plate at the top of the order. 2 outs for the Crimson Storm. Little pump fake to first base, keeping him honest. Finds the outside corner. Strike one. Swing and a miss. And the pitch out to try and pick off Perez at second is not on target. So Perez will get a steal to his credit. So he goes to second base. And there's a strikeout, and that will end the inning against Flowers. So we are done with 6 coming into the 7th inning. The Crimson Storm still lead 4-2 here at SNUathletics.com. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. As we start the 7th inning, the Crimson Storm have a new man on the mound. This will be the right-handed pitcher, number 33, Zach Burkle. Zach Burkle is a right-handed freshman pitcher out of Holden, Missouri, Holden High School. 5'10", 175 pounds. And his first batter to go up against is number 9 of the Cameron Aggies, Tom McGarry. First pitch is a ball. McGarry is a 5'11" senior out of Adelaide, Australia. Second pitch is a strike. That one's just a little bit low, and the crowd was ready for a strike call on that one. 2 balls, 1 strike. A swing and a miss for strike 2. He's going to get a piece of that one and foul it off into the SNU bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. And that one's popped up. And it's going to get brought down. Had a little bit of trouble with it. May have lost it for a moment in the sun. That's Flowers over there in left field. takes him down, and so the Australian will go ahead and sit down and bring up Hayden Bogard. Bottom of the order for the Aggies. Gets a piece of that one, and it just drops into left field just in front of Flowers for a single. So Victor De Jesus will come back up at the top of the order. 1 out and a man on first for Cameron. A little low outside for Burkle. Trying to find the sweet spot there on the outside corner, unable to do so. 2 balls, no strikes. And a rocket into right field. That's going to be a hit for the Cameron Aggies. As Bogard keeps it going, and Burkle's having a little bit of trouble in his first go-around for the Crimson Storm. Crimson Storm lead by 2 runs in the top of the 7th. 8 outs away from a season-opening win. First, they have to get those 8 outs. This brings up number 13, Bronson Pulgados. And so Stevens will trot over to take a little chat with his freshman pitcher. That one's high and outside for ball 1. Nearly the same spot, ball 2. Down into the dirt for ball 3. Now Burkle in a little bit of a hole against Pulgados. And finds the strike on the inside corner. A couple of SNU fans breathing a sigh of relief. Fouls that one off as well, and now it's a full count for the young pitcher. Gets a little piece of it over to the shortstop. And he got him. That's safe. Umpire calls him safe at first, or excuse me, safe at third, and the bases are loaded. So with one out, the young pitcher already finds himself in a little bit of a jam. So the infield comes in to have a little chat. Not sure if Burkle's going to be done for the afternoon. They want to leave him out there. They're going to leave him out there as the coach trots back to the dugout. I believe that is Tim Cole. Wanted to have a chat with his pitcher. Tim Cole's one of the resident directors here at SNU. Watches over us students in the AM Hills complex. And Burkle finds the high corner for strike one. That one's outside. Ball one. And that one's off on the third base line, and that's going to bring on the tying runs and maybe one other one. And he's safe, and the Cameron Aggies fire back. They put up 3 runs on that one hit and take the lead. The Cameron Aggies take a 5-4 lead on the top of the 7th. They score 3 runs on one hit. That was Bauer. Was able to pull that one away. Swing and a miss for Cody Knight, trying to add to his teammates' success. Ball one. Got a piece of it, and it's off into left field, and that will bring home another one. The Aggies take a 6-4 lead in the top of the 7th. And Burkle not having the best day pitching, and that may do it for him. And it will. As Robert Lee will have a trot up to the pitcher's mound and relieve Burkle of his duties. And we'll take a break as the new pitcher for the Crimson Storm is number 21, Reggie Lindsay, 6'3", 180 junior out of Bradenton, Florida. And we'll let him warm up and come back here at SNUathletics.com. And we're back here at SNUathletics.com. Once again, Reggie Lindsay is the new pitcher on the mound for the Crimson Storm after Burkle put up 4 earned runs, as that one is fouled out way back, and that one might even be into the highway. They'll be going up against Acevedo. As Lindsay is just trying to throw those as hard as he can. That one's way outside the strike zone, ball 1. That one's high for ball 2. And that one's popped up high. Will it stay in play? It looks like it will. And it's tracked down by Wiggins. He was able to put that second out on the board. So Lino Ramirez will step up to the plate. So that one goes way high outside. Can't find the strike zone as ball 2 goes across the plate. Outside for ball 3. Stevens take another chat. That one goes way behind, and now it's ball 4. 4 balls in a row. And puts a man on first and second now. So a strike is delivered. And Lindsay is delivering some rockets with his arm. And he hits him with a pitch, and now the bases are loaded once again. He was going up against number 2 of Cameron, Micah Kawakai. Excuse me. Kawakai's out of Hilo, Hawaii. Now back up for the Aggies, Tom McGarry, the Australian. Strike 1 delivered. And Lindsay looking for that all elusive. Just one more out to get out of this inning. There's strike two. And it's going to be a grounder to first, and that's how the inning will end. And a 4-run Cameron Aggie inning will give them the lead back at the 6-4 deficit for the Crimson Storm. So the Crimson Storm will try to answer the Cameron Aggies when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Tyler Stevens going to lead off the 7th inning for the Crimson Storm. As the Storm are now in a 2-run deficit. And they're going up against a new pitcher for the Aggies, number 34, Reed Gary. He's a left-handed 5'9 junior out of Richmond, Texas. And his first 2 pitches go low. And a 2-0 count against Stevens. That one finds the strike zone, however, and brings up a 2-1 count. That one's way outside. 3-1 count for Stevens. And that one's outside as well, and that's ball 4. Stevens will take the leisurely stroll to first. And now the tying run is at the plate. And it's Phelan. Phelan is 2 for 3 today. 2 hits. That one's too low. Ball 1. And trying to get the bunt down, and he does, but not enough. Puts it right in front of the catcher, gets him out at first, gets him out of the plate, and the pitch to take him out at second. So very quickly, Crimson Storm are at out number 2. And it brings up number 14, Anthony Wiggins. Now the umpires are going to have a discussion. And that is just to confirm that those men are indeed out. So Wiggins will come up to the plate. First pitch is low. Ball 1. Finds the strike zone low as well, but strike 1. And he gets a piece of that one, and it's going, corralled by the, at the wall. That one had just maybe enough to get over the fence, but not enough to get over Cody Bauer there in right field. And that'll bring the 7th inning to an end. So the Cameron Aggies able to put up a big defensive effort. And we go into the top of the 8th here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Leading off the 8th inning for the Cameron Aggies is number 26, Cole Williams. He's a catcher, 5'11" junior out of Mustang, Oklahoma. And gets a piece of that one and flies it out to the right. Strike 2. Gets a piece of that one, grounds it to the shortstop. And he's going to be taken out there at first base on a ground out to start out the 8th inning. They'll bring up Victor De Jesus. De Jesus today is 1 for 2. Gets a piece of that one, and it's flying out, hits the wall. And he's going to get a double. So with that double, it will bring up Pulgados. Pulgados is 1 for 4 today. Fly out, a ground out, and a fielder's choice. And that one is flied out. It's corralled, and he's going to go dig for third. And he will get there. So 2 outs in the top of the 8th, and De Jesus is safe at third. 90 feet away from safety. Brings up number 21, Cody Bauer. Bauer's 1 for 4 today with 3 RBIs. They came off that little line drive to put the Cameron Aggies ahead. A little bit too inside for Lindsay. 1 ball, 1 strike. Popped way behind us. Count is 1-2. A swing and a miss. But it's going to go off as a foul as he got a piece of it. And gets a piece of that one, and it's flying off towards the right. And it's able to be caught by Perez, and that will end the inning. There seems to be some confusion. And they're gonna call a balk against Lindsay, which will drive in another run. So now the inning is over. As another fly out. So another fly out by the same batter, but they're going to call a balk against Lindsay, which by rule makes everybody advance, and there was one at third, so brings in a run. And it extends the Cameron lead to 7-4. When we come back, we'll have the bottom of the 8th inning here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Jefferson Harris will lead off the 8th inning. As the Crimson Storm are now down by 3 runs to the Cameron Aggies. As that one finds the inside low corner for strike 2. And he gets a piece of it over to third base. It's going to be a ground out to first. Jefferson Harris will take his seat. And I'll bring up number 10, Dalen Edgar. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. That one's actually going to get by the pitcher and into the center field for a hit. And a single for Dalen Edgar, who had gone 0 for 3 the rest of the day. And now DeShisholo will make his return. Keeps him honest there at first. There's your first strike, just over the plate. And he gets a piece of it, and it's going off towards center, and it's going to be a fly out. Thought about stealing his Dalen Edgar, but he decides to, after the fly out, decides to backtrack. Now 2 outs for the Crimson Storm as number 4, Shelby Reese, comes up. First pitch is over the plate. Strike 1. So a bunt attempt goes to first base, and that will end the 8th inning. So we go to the 9th. 3 outs for each team to do as much damage as humanly possible before we end this game and go to our second of our doubleheader here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Here in the top of the ninth, Cody Knight will lead off for the Cameron Aggies as the closer has come onto the mound for the Crimson Storm, but he's been on the field all day. It's number 22, Mike DeShishalo. First pitch for DeShishalo is into the dirt outside. Second one is also into the dirt. And there's a big hit that goes into the center field for a single. Really got a piece of that one. So Cody Knight will trot over to first and brings up Acevedo. Gets a piece of that one and it fouls off to the left for the first strike. So DeShishalo takes place back on top of the mound. 0-1 count. And that one's just a little bit below the strike zone for ball one. A swing and a miss. Acevedo brings up strike two. Counts 1-2. Gets a piece of it, and will try to turn the double play, and they do. SNU turns the double play off a little grounder to second base. So Lino Ramirez will come up with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. The first pitch is a strike for DeShishalo, who may have found his groove. Second pitch is a little bit outside. Ball one. He's outside. But it will bring up strike two, just 1 strike away from. Instead, it's going to be a little dribbler out. And they're going to get him out at first. Close call as Mike DeShishalo gets to first base and Wiggins able to flip it up to him. Well, that will bring up the bottom of the ninth inning. When we come back to SNU Athletics, just 3 outs remain for the Crimson Storm to get at least 3 more runs. Welcome back to Crimson Storm Athletics. First pitch is a strike in the bottom of the ninth, and the Crimson Storm are down by 3 runs, and it's 7-4 in the bottom of the ninth inning. Two strikes delivered by the pitcher on the mound for the Aggies, number 34, Reed Garrett. Count is 0-2. And that one is going to be Justin. And the crowd can't agree with that one as the umpire calls it fair, and Garrett Perez is out. And the fans here can't believe it. So that will bring up Josh Flowers. His first pitch is high.
It's a
Thielen. Next pitch is just low. Or excuse me, it's just inside the strike zone. Excuse me. That one finds the strike zone as well for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Gets a piece of that one. It goes off the glove. Flowers thought about going to second. Unless he'll go ahead and go to first and bring up Stevens. First pitch is on the high outside corner for strike 1. And that one finds the inside corner for strike 2. So Garrett in good position right here against Stevens. As that one has popped up really high. It's able to be tracked down by the center fielder, Victor De Jesus. 2 outs now against the Crimson Storm. They're down to their final out. And it brings up Dylan Phelan. So that one's just low below the strike zone. Ball 1. That one's just outside. Ball 2. And that one finally finds over the plate. Strike 1. Now it's popped up behind us. And we'll bring up the count to 2 apiece. 1 strike away from ending this ball game. And swing and a miss, strike out, and that'll end
the first of 2 ball games that we have for you today here at Thielen Field. As the Crimson Storm fall in their first one, 7-4 to the Cameron Aggies. Next game is scheduled to come on at 3 o'clock, so just in about 30 minutes. So we will take a break, and when we come back, we will have the second game for you, which will only go 7 innings. We'll be right here on SNUathletics.com.